Time now for the morning rush. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is in Saudi Arabia this morning for talks with Saudi officials over the disappearance and alleged killing of a Washington Post journalist. Saudi Arabia is reportedly ready to admit to some level of involvement in the disappearance of Jamal Khashoggi. The Washington Post contributor was last seen entering the Saudi consulate in Istanbul 2 weeks ago. Reports say that the Saudis are preparing to retract their previous denials and will say Khashoggi was accidentally killed during an interrogation.
This morning, police are hoping to release of new video will help them catch a hatchet-wielding passenger who took a swing at a city bus driver. The entire ordeal captured on camera. Take a look at this. The bus was stopped at Central in Wyoming in January when a man's bus pass did not work. The man was allowed on, but still the passenger had words with the bus driver. After he was asked to leave, the man shoved bus passes in the driver's face. The driver pushed the man back. The man is seen then pulling out a hatchet and swinging it. Luckily, no one was hurt. The passenger was kicked off. Kristen.
Still looking at rain and high mountain snow chances starting over western New Mexico around lunchtime. This will continue to push further into the state. Mostly rain, especially here in the metro area. Temperatures warm enough to keep it non-frozen, but we're going to continue with the rain and high mountain snow chances tomorrow morning and even tomorrow afternoon, favoring southern and eastern New Mexico. David?
The state police officer involved in a deadly shooting in southern New Mexico is waking up on standard leave. State police were called in to help Alamogordo police yesterday morning about a shots fired call at the White Sands RV Park. Now, police say when they arrived, they learned that the suspect, 55-year-old Gregory Allen Tilley, had shot out of a window inside of his mobile home and then barricaded himself inside. While negotiating with officers, police say Tilley came out of the home holding a gun. State police say that an officer then shot Tilley.
On to new news this morning. State police say they're investigating a police shooting involving the Eddy County Drug Task Force in Artesia. Police say this was in the 1900 block of Villa. Investigators say on Twitter that no officers were injured, and the suspect also was not injured, but he was arrested. No word on what exactly happened. Of course, we'll continue following this throughout the day. Let you know the very latest right here on KRQE.
Developing right now, take a look at your screen. State police say they are searching for this man right here. He's a missing hunter. Officers say 64-year-old Ronald Duran was last seen yesterday morning hunting about 8 miles into National Forest east of Cuba. Police say Duran was last seen wearing all camouflage with a camo backpack and a blue hat. Anyone with information is asked to call New Mexico State Police.
On to new news at 6. State Representative Monica Youngblood is now out of jail this morning. Here's an update for you. After her one-day sentence for drunk driving, that's according to MDC's release list, she was sentenced to 24 hours in jail after being found guilty of aggravated DWI. Youngblood was arrested back in May at a DWI checkpoint on Paseo del Norte and golf course. She failed her field sobriety test, then refused to take a breathalyzer that night.
29 more officers will now soon be patrolling the streets here in Albuquerque as they prepare to graduate from a lateral class today. That's a class where certified officers from other departments take a condensed 9-week lateral police academy to become an APD officer. According to the Journal, starting pay for an APD officer is $29 an hour. That is significantly higher than what officers and deputies make in surrounding agencies. Now, that pay could increase as the officers gain experience. Kristen?
Metro Threat Index at a 5 for today. Still looking at some scattered rain showers, so make sure you have the raincoat or umbrella around. Also cold temperatures as we are in those 20s and 30s now, likely to only make it to the 40s this afternoon.
Kennedy Badgett of Albuquerque can now breathe a sigh of relief, all thanks to a dog that she adopted from animal welfare. Badgett says little did she know the dog whose life she was saving would actually save hers. She suffers from a number of health complications, which cause her to have heart problems and sometimes even faint. She says Diesel had a natural ability to sense when she had a change in blood pressure and about to fall. Badgett is now training Diesel to become a service dog.
One Albuquerque business is preparing to open this morning, and they're planning on even more bigger ways to become environmentally friendly. Sports System was named the 2018 Recycler of the Year by the New Mexico Recycling Coalition because of the dozens of ways the store has their employees reducing and reusing. Now, they donate old bikes to the city's Bike Safety Center and give old bike chains to a local artist who then uses them to make sculptures and also makes signs out of old skis. Now, they've even installed a power-generating bike at their microwave. Kristen.
Time now for a check on that Tuesday morning commute. Not seeing any major problems on the map this morning. Everything clean and green. And as we take a look at the Big I, moving at posted speeds, but of course I'll keep eyes on that for you throughout the morning.
Take a look at this new video competition where the goal is to cause as much damage as possible with pumpkins. Thousands gathered to watch the giant pumpkins be dropped from about 100 feet up. Now, one was filled with candy and smashed a car. The other dropped, sent kids going in after the sweets. And meanwhile, another gourd was filled with ping pong balls. The biggest pumpkin that was smashed that day weighed more than 2,000 pounds.
My goodness, how do they grow these giant guys?
Exactly.
Final check on that day planner shows temperatures in the 30s even through the later part of this morning before the 40s take over. For the later half of today, we're going to see a ton of cloud cover hanging over the city and eventually some showers working in. This is that next storm that I've been talking about. That's just going to hang out over Arizona, so it's going to continue to fuel mostly rain showers here in Albuquerque. Forecast high though, 47 degrees. We are nowhere near the average of 69, and we're going to stay far below average for the next several days. We've got rain and high mountain snow on the way for today, and these rain and snow chances will continue for most of the day Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s here in the metro through Friday afternoon. All right, switching gears to the 5 facts.
Start with number 5 here. The famous bug light display could soon have a new permanent home. The city of Belen has a plan to put them on display year-round at an empty city building. It will be set up like a museum to honor Norman Bug, who died just last month, put on the display for more than 30 years at his Albuquerque home in the Heights. They've since been at the Harvey House Museum for the past 5 years.
At number 4, a Pennsylvania man is accused of using an axe to break into a Santa Fe author's home while searching for a treasure. Forrest Finn's famous treasure hunt has brought people from all over the world to New Mexico. On Friday, police say they responded to a burglary call at Finn's Santa Fe home. They say they found Robert Miller on the property. Miller told police he thought there was a clue on the property from one of Finn's poems in the book, The Thrill of the Chase.
And number 3 now, the November election just 3 weeks away, and attack ads are really ramping up. Political action committees, better known as PACs, are not associated with the candidates, but they're the ones behind many of the attack ads. And they can say pretty much anything they want, leaving candidates asking themselves if they should respond to the accusations. The governor's race is not the only one that's gotten really nasty lately. The congressional race in District 2 between Xochitl Torres-Small and Yvette Harrell is taking on a similar tone.
At number 2, rain and high mountain snow favoring western, central, and southern New Mexico today, with strong winds continuing for the next 48 hours. We've got temperatures in the 40s today, 50s take over Wednesday, eventually in the 60s for the weekend.
And at number 1, new video shows the moments a hatchet-wielding passenger swings at a bus driver. Police hope the release of the new video will help them catch that suspect. In January, the bus was stopped at Central in Wyoming when a man's bus pass did not work. The man was still allowed on, but despite the free ride, the passenger had words with the bus driver. After he was asked to leave, he shoved the bus passes in the driver's face. The driver pushed the man, and the man is seen pulling a hatchet and swinging it, then trading punches with the driver. Luckily, no one was hurt, and the passenger was eventually kicked off.